And with your Storm Team 2 weather update on this Tuesday night, I'm meteorologist Elyse Smith. Winter weather advisories have been issued for tomorrow. Go until Thursday evening for some locations, as we are anticipating that wintry mix, a wintry mess for the middle of the week. But these are no ordinary winter weather advisories like we typically see in February for a few inches of snow that could lead to slippery roads. No. These winter weather advisories were issued because of the threat for ice. This has been the consistent part of the forecast this week. While computer models have changed, while the timing has moved up, while the different precipitation types have changed in time or potentially amount, the threat for ice has always been there. That has been consistent since the get-go when we started forecasting the potential for this midweek winter storm 5 days ago. Zone by zone, we are going to see different impacts because of how the orientation of the system is going to move in. So first, let's start farther north, the colder side of the weather system for the Niagara Frontier. This is for Niagara and Orleans counties. You are going to see mainly snow to start Wednesday evening, but sleet will mix in, and we have the potential for the gustiest winds along Lake Ontario, where wind gusts could reach up to 45 miles per hour. This is going to lead to the potential for some hazardous icy conditions, particularly Wednesday evening into Wednesday night, and the threat of power outages too if we see thick enough ice accumulations on tree branches and power lines that could take those power lines down. Now for Buffalo, the greater Buffalo area, including Grand Island, the North Towns, also Genesee and Wyoming counties, this is the region that could see the most ice, the most dangerous of conditions Wednesday evening into Wednesday night, with the chance for some snow, but mainly sleet and freezing rain mixing with rain. This is going to lead to hazardous icy roads that could flip on a dime. They could be fine one moment with a little snow on them. Then once we start to see freezing rain and sleet, this could become an ice skating rink situation on major roads and side roads as well. Also the threat for some power outages too, with that potential for some ice accumulation. Then farther south across the South Towns and Southern Tier, you will be on the warm side of the weather system. So this is Southern Erie County as well, south of 20A. This includes Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, and Allegheny counties in northern Pennsylvania. Wintry mix will start early for you right after lunchtime Wednesday, but then you will transition to rain by the Wednesday evening commute, and then it's rain from there on out since you're on the warmer side of the system. So of course, winter weather advisory issued, the potential for some slippery roads, but not as much of a threat for snow accumulation or ice accumulation farther south. In particular, since we are talking about ice, the key is to know when we will transition from snow to ice from sleet and freezing rain, and that is going to start from south to north. So by 1 p.m. between 4 p.m., that's when we could see that transition from snow to freezing rain and sleet for this area in pink here, that first pink line, so across portions of the Southern Tier and northern Pennsylvania. Then between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m., that freezing line shifts. So then we have the chance to see ice transitioning to ice for much of Southern Erie County, Wyoming County, and of course the Southern Tier filling in that icy stretch of freezing rain between 4 and 7 p.m. Then that line moves a little farther north Wednesday night. So by 8 o'clock, Buffalo, that's when we could have freezing rain and sleet in the greater Buffalo area, potentially accumulating by then spreading north. By 11 p.m., that's when freezing rain should reach the Niagara Frontier, Niagara and Orleans counties, and then it will also be in Rochester. As ice really is the main concern with this system. We don't see ice very often. Winter weather advisories, yes. Ice, no. So keep that in mind. The chance for slippery roads is going to be greater because of the potential for those icy conditions. This is not snow. You can't just scoop it up. Once ice accumulates, it will continue to accumulate until it melts. That's a huge concern with the potentially for icy roads. Could see cancellations at the Buffalo airport as early as 4 or 5 o'clock Wednesday, depending on the snow and the timing of that transition from snow to freezing rain and sleet. And then, of course, power outages are also a concern, more so farther north you go, north of Buffalo, across the Niagara Frontier, where we have the combination of that wintry mix and gusty winds, but that is on the table for tomorrow as well. Now, current satellite and radar loop, just cloudy. No precipitation moving in yet, but it is on our doorstep. Here is that, of course, kind of between the two big systems, we're getting this pinching line here of snow. There is the leading edge starting to lift into northern Ohio. Cleveland will get the snow first, and this is something we're going to be monitoring overnight. This is that initial band that will lift in, provide snow, and then the transition from snow to the sleet and freezing rain, and then rain. So that's what we're keeping an eye on tonight with this system. So your morning commute tomorrow, you'll be fine. Temperatures will be in the mid-20s. We'll have some cloud cover, but it will quickly change from there on out into Wednesday evening. Best case scenario, leave early from work if you can, if you work that typical 9 to 5, because by about 6, 7, 8 o'clock, that's when conditions will quickly deteriorate tomorrow with that wintry mix and onset of slippery roads. But for the southern tier, that's going to happen sooner, between about 1 and 4 p.m. for you, since precipitation will be moving in from south to north. Here we go on Future Look. We're going to walk you through step by step to time out this winter storm. So Future Look tonight, again, just some cloudiness, no precipitation moving in yet. That quickly changes into the afternoon. Here is 2 p.m., snow becoming widespread and the start of that transition from snow to sleet and freezing rain across the southern tier. By about 4, 5, 6 o'clock, that line moves a little farther north, and then we already start to transition to rain farther south across the southern tier. By 6 p.m. Wednesday, still have snow falling across the Niagara frontier and Buffalo. That freezing line moves a little farther north yet into the Buffalo City proper by, I think, earlier than 10 p.m. I say 8, 9 p.m. is when we could see potentially that frozen precipitation, sleet and freezing rain in Buffalo. Still have snow a little farther north. I think better chance for rain instead of the frozen precipitation late Wednesday night across the southern tier. Then we keep that chance for freezing rain and sleet continuing to accumulate for a few hours late Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then that initial wave of widespread, more heavy precipitation, that wintry mix, it moves out Thursday morning. I don't think we're done with the precipitation yet. I do believe Thursday, even though on Future Look you're going to see it just keeps us cloudy, we have the chance for some flurries and potentially freezing drizzle. The precipitation will just be so light that Future Look won't pick up on it, but the radar will. So tomorrow morning, just a cloudy start to the day, but you see there kind of those specks from Future Look. That's that chance for potentially some freezing rain and freezing drizzle and flurries tomorrow, as it is going to be a cloudy day on Thursday. And then moving throughout the rest of Thursday, that chance for some of that frozen precipitation still staying with us into Thursday evening, but the bulk of the heavy precipitation will be done by Thursday night, and then the system finally moves out by Friday. So your 7-day zone forecast, Niagara and Orleans counties and Buffalo, again, better chance for snow in the Niagara frontier until about 10 o'clock. Then we transition over. Thursday, we have the chance for some flurries and the freezing drizzle. Cold for Friday with some snow showers, and then a glance at the weekend forecast, a little unsettled and chilly a February weekend. As for Buffalo, that wintry mix, snow transitioning to sleet and freezing rain, then rain potentially for Buffalo. The freezing drizzle on Thursday, similar forecast there on out. Now, south towns and southern tier, you already know it's a different story for you tomorrow. 7-day zone forecast, again, good chance for a wintry mix transitioning to rain and sleet, though, a little bit earlier for the south towns. Southern tier starting as a wintry mix, ending as rain Wednesday night. Thursday will be any rain for the southern tier, drizzle, not freezing drizzle, as temperatures will be slightly warmer. The chance for some freezing drizzle, though, for the south towns on Thursday. And again, these 7-day zone forecasts have a little bit of snow for Friday, unsettled forecast for the weekend, and then some precipitation to start the week next week. And that's your Storm Team 2 weather update on Tuesday night. Have a great night.